Alright guys, welcome back to my channel. Today again 4G63 head, but what I'm gonna do today is actually universal for most of the engines. Many of you know already what's going on here. I'm gonna be testing valve seats and valves. How is the seal in between? Because I already lapped them, so I want to hydro check if there's any leaks. Also, I'll be putting some air pressure and testing it that way as well. Like I said, I already lapped them. I'll show you now how to do it. It's a easy thing. It's a really simple thing to do it at home. You're gonna test it, right? And if it starts leaking, you're gonna put the compound and continue grinding it, and just keep going until there's no leaks. So right now I'm gonna do the test real quick, and I'm gonna put you on stand so you guys can check it out. Alright, so all you need is of course the air. You're gonna bring the air inside the intake and of course inside the exhaust channel. You're gonna press it. You want to have high pressure, of course, and then you're gonna push the air through. But before you do that, you want to screw the spark plug. It don't matter which side you screw the spark plug. It was just more handy for me to screw it over here. You don't have to tighten it. This process, I'm not gonna be leaving this water here for a while because this is just to test the fit air. If air is gonna go through. If air goes through, these valves, seats and valves, if they're not sitting right, air will go through. That means I have to go back, put a grinding compound. Either I like to do both fine and coarse, and redo that valve all over again. Make sure you mark it which side, of course, it goes. You want to also mark it where it's leaking. Let's say it's leaking over here at 9 o'clock on the valve. You mark it there. You mark it on the valve. Mark it on the head. Before you grind it, you can actually rotate the valve whatever degrees you want, and put it back on, and then put the pressure on again. If that shows you that the leak is still on here on the 9 o'clock, that means the seat, it's actually is either warped or damaged. So you go back again, you keep grinding until you don't get this valve sitting properly and sealing properly as well. So like I said, you're gonna screw the spark plug on. This is my old spark plugs. Then you're gonna add water, just enough to cover all the entire valve. Right there. And then, like I said, you're gonna put the pressure through the intake channel. As you can see, there is no bubbles. That's a good thing. Right there, still. There is no bubbles, right? But let me show you a different thing. Alright, so this is number 1 intake, number 2, and number 1 exhaust, and number 2 exhaust. If you have a leak in one of these valves, it don't matter which one, you're gonna lose compression. It's gonna cause rough idle. It's gonna smoke. It's gonna do a lot of things that you don't want it to happen to car. You're gonna lose power as well. So this is what happens if valve is not sitting right. Number one intake, and then I'm testing the rest of them. So I've been cutting this one for a while now. I'm gonna try a couple of more times, and my last option is to take it to machine shop and cut the seat, and then try again with the valve. It looks like the seat is damaged right there in front, and like I said, I'm gonna have to go to machine shop probably and do that. But before that, I'm gonna give a couple more tries. All right, also I'm gonna show you another way to test if you don't have a pressure gun or air compressor to spray. All right, guys, so here we go. I flipped the head on the side, and I filled it up with the water. All right. Once you fill it up with water, leave it for about 25-30 minutes, and you will start seeing the water. This is number one. I don't know if you can see right there, it's already starting to leak. So the reason I do it like this is the water actually puts pressure on the valve as well, so water is kind of pushing it to exit as well. So like I said, this method works too. You can also screw in the spark plug from inside, torque it to 18-19 foot-pounds, and then fill up this part here with the water as well. But you have to have a head flat, of course. Fill it up with water and leave it there. It will show inside these channels. Once it starts leaking, it will show. So yeah, I'm gonna do this for intake, and then I'm gonna do it for exhaust as well. I already know that most of these are good, and intake wise I know that this one is bad. So exhaust, I think all of them are good, but I will put them to test as well. So yeah, that's pretty much what I wanted to show you guys today. An easy way to test your once you lap your valves, test the seal before you of course put it on, because you don't want to face all the leaking and all that. You know, it's gonna be way more bigger job to do it once you have it all in the car. But you can do it right now since it's already out. Test it and be safe. Anyway, I know it's pretty long video. I was planning to be short, but if you guys have any questions, please put it down below. Like I said, if you have a leaking valve, go back with a compound, grind it again until you don't seal it. If you're new, of course, consider subscribing. Make sure you like it, share, and I'll see you guys next time. There it is.